AT&T became an inaugural partner in 2020 of the WNBA Changemakers, a platform designed to supply direct support to you, the players. I'm Danielle Robay. I'm a TV host and journalist, and I'm so grateful to be here with you, launching AT&T's She's Connected series. I want to just dig in because I know we're going to have a lot to talk about. This is going to be an absolutely riveting conversation. We have an incredible lineup of leaders today. Let's bring them in.
I am so excited to be talking to this group. I feel so honored. This group of women, you all are just badasses.
What is the key to maintaining such brand dominance over the years?
You need strong pillars that anchor you in your decision making.
Start with your attributes, who you are, what impact in the world do you want to make, and have that be the core, and then build out how you would bring that to life.
I needed to be the best in the ordinary moments so I could be great in extraordinary moments.
It's about knowing what your core values are and what you stand for.
If you could give one piece of advice to women who are working to drive real institutional change with their brands and platforms, what would that be?
And sometimes people don't know who they're speaking to. It's important to know your audience.
Be courageous, be curious, and be creative with your brand.
Casey, I'd love to hear what you think.
Once I really understood why people followed me, which I kind of figured out was like sports, fashion, sneakers, kind of like a mix of all those things, that's when I really felt like I started to gain a higher engagement and build my following. Post what you feel is right. Post what you're passionate about. Post what you believe in.
The WNBA is the most diverse league in professional sports.
I feel like I have two responsibilities. That's to women and that's to Black people. So I never shy away from voicing my opinion on those two things. You know, I tell people I have been a Black woman longer than I have been a journalist. So my scope on that is going to be, you know, much more of an expert than I am when I'm talking about football and basketball.
So what we're seeing right now is kind of a compounding of both generational trauma for marginalized communities as well as the new COVID-19 impacts involving just social isolation and loneliness.
What kind of imagery do you want to see right now? What kind of messages are going to help you get through this time?
The CEO of Google says that we're a company based on questions, not answers. And as a journalist, I love that notion. So thank you for sharing that.
We are all able to contribute to this change individually. It doesn't have to be this humongous undertaking for every single person.
You guys are being so honest and vulnerable.
And I think it is amazing and wonderful that so many people's eyes have been opened.
As WNBA players are building out their own personal brands, what is the best way you think they can compete in a crowded content marketplace?
We're living in a time when brands are getting more and more sophisticated in how they think about partnering with talent.
I'll just get very tactical. So when I hear a pitch, when someone comes in to pitch me in the room, I always am looking for that somebody has made a very strong personal connection to the story that they're telling.
I really want to see women's stories resonate and be valuable because of who they are, not because of who they marry or things like that. So we have a long way to go, but a lot of promise.
Well said.
You know, we want to create scroll-stopping content, and the best way to do it in a world of fakery, everybody's looking for something real.
Taylor, what are your thoughts on that?
As long as you can really have something that people want to watch and listen to, you really are set. Like, what is it about you that makes you different?
I think it's really important, right, that your business goals and your personal goals are aligned. And to stay focused. Stay focused on what your goal is. Don't give up before you get started.
The worst decisions I've ever made in my investing career is when I thought that the power of an idea would eclipse a weak founder who didn't have what it takes. I think self-awareness is the single greatest form of arbitrage in business and in life that's entirely within your control. And then you have to have the humility to acknowledge when things are going in the wrong direction and then pivot.
Well, I hear you talking about pivoting. Nobody has pivoted better in COVID than Sarah. I'm so curious to hear your thoughts on this question.
I mean, we had to launch a streaming platform basically, you know, from my laundry room. I mean, where I have the best Wi-Fi in the house. I really want in our content going forward to, at a minimum, normalize very direct, open conversations about mental health.
There's a huge emphasis on how can you identify the right people that can help your business grow.
Identify what those skill sets are that you need and make it your business and prioritize it to be in spaces where you can find people who meet those targets.
Lucinda, I see you nodding. I'd love to hear what you think.
Support. I love the word support because your intention then is to help each other and it is to build upon each other, right?
Literally being a support system. With me, I love sharing women's content.
If somebody's trying to make you smaller, they're not good for you. They're not the people you want in your life.
I would always take the high road if possible. I think about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who just left us, and if she had responded negatively to every shot that was taken at her, I don't know if we would have seen the growth and her in the Supreme Court.
You showing support to others, they'll show support to you.
It's been such a pleasure to work alongside all of you to bring the She's Connected series to life in a way that provides real life tools for all of these incredible women. And me, I learned so much, so I'm so grateful. And to the women of the WNBA, you heard it today, but you are leaders and pioneers and risk takers. I'm honoring you, I root for you, and I know everybody at AT&T is rooting for you, so we look forward to seeing all you do on and off the court. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your time with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlotte. Thanks, Lori. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Danielle.